Okay, so I called you earlier while I was at work today, and I was telling you about, or no, you were asking me if I was going to get Peacock, in which I was like, well, I guess I have to now, don't
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
Because the WWE network will be no more, or at this point is no more. I don't know. What is it? What is it shutting down?
I have no clue. I know I was on it the other day, and I was starting to think like, damn, maybe they just using Peacock for the pay per view. I'm like, well,
Uh,
nah, I think they just gonna take it all over there because the way the commercials look, they make it look like they're just using Peacock for pay per views.
as the commercials making it sound like what's really going on, or to my knowledge, to my understanding, is that they're pretty much moving the entire catalog over to Peacock slowly but surely. So it's like by SummerSlam, the entire catalog should be there. That's not until August.
Yeah.
But until August, they will be rolling out the new stuff as well.
Huh.
So I
So I
guess.
get my British Bulldog icons on Peacock.
Yes. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. Boy, I
Man,
can't wait for that one.
I can't wait for you to get it so I can use yours. Yeah,
Uh I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring Confidential. That's been good.
I haven't seen that yet. I still haven't finished all the Dark Side of the Ring. Like I just be forgetting the stuff I need to watch. Until
Well, here's the
you
thing.
say it again, I'd be like, damn it, I'm supposed to watch that.
Well, here's the thing. If you haven't finished the first season yet, or if you haven't even started the first season yet, it is still a good thing because the Confidential series gives you the episode in its entirety, but they also give you the extras as well, like not the behind the scenes, but the behind the scenes on the investigating and research for the episode, and it's good shit. Like Earl Hebner thought that he was that the filmmaker, the producers, they were hitmen out to kill him over the Montreal screw job because they're Canadian.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So if you haven't started the first season yet, it's still a good time to start the first season because the Confidential series gives you all that, and they've only gone 3 episodes into the first season so far. However, with Peacock, I also mentioned to you over the phone earlier, which I was getting around to. Um, they are editing heavily. Um, as far as things like chair shots and stuff like that goes, to my understanding, they're going to have it in the form of like when you watch a pay-per-view recap on episodes of Raw,
Yeah.
and a major moment happens, and like they kind of
It's
freeze frame
it's a
it,
still frame.
it fades out for a second, it goes back to the match. Yeah, they're gonna do that shit. So imagine a chair shot, right, to the beanie, and as Austin's whacking that motherfucker, that Joe says, and when it comes back from fading to black, the moment it's over, and
Yeah, it's not fun at all.
it's not a good time. So that's gonna irk the absolute shit out of me. But and I do. So it's only main source for WWE media after at the end by the end of this month. So we gotta hold that. And we gotta reimagine that moment in our heads, I guess. I don't know. That's so stupid.
I'm going on YouTube.
Shut up and go and YouTube it. Real shit. But that's the thing though. They've been wiping out a lot of the WWE media unless it's on the WWE site. So a lot of this shit's starting to become more and more hard to find. Nigga, I posted the TLC 2 match from WrestleMania 17 on Facebook, and it was in Spanish.
Lord.
So put that in perspective. So yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan already. You're off to a slow start, Peacock. Plus, also, I was listening to Deadlock, and Johnny was watching it on was watching the last pay-per-view, Fastlane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was watching Fastlane on Peacock, and there was problems with the streaming as well. Like, you couldn't fast forward or rewind or anything like that. Things like that, things of that nature. Then not only that, like the picture quality was not shit, but not where it was supposed to be either, if you were watching it, apparently. So yeah, that's a bit of a concern. However, WWE released a statement saying that that issue would be fixed by the next pay-per-view. In which they better, because the next pay-per-view is WrestleMania. And if they fuck up WrestleMania, whoo, buddy, that's not a good look for people.
And it's 2 nights. It's 2 nights of it too. So that means they got 2 chances to get it right. In which they do not.
Oh, this motherfucker said they got 2 chances.
If it messes up part 1, night 1, and we get a smooth night 2, and better matches on night 2, okay. But if we get a mess up on either one,
yeah. Ideally, you want it to be smooth both nights, right?
I mean, ideally, yes. But
however, if you want to,
this is a new streaming service, so if you're gonna mess up, at least get 1 to 2. Get 50% from the field. Okay. Like if you get 0 for 2 and mess both up, you have a hard time for the remainder of your streaming life. Because the first thing motherfuckers gonna say is like, man, I wish the network was back. We ain't had this problem. Peacock shit.
Right. And then they're gonna be reluctant to tune in tonight too. So then that's where you also fuck up. You fuck up night 1. Because you fuck up night 1, you have the views, but you didn't have the quality. But now you have the quality, you won't have the views. Double-edged sword. That's why they gotta nail it both nights. If they fuck up, hey man.
Ideally, you would want to have a smooth one night 1. If night 2 messes up, okay, it messed up. But at least you got night 1 down. But if you don't get night 1, you're in trouble. Because you got 2 chances. Just pretend like you're streaming SNL for 2 nights or something. I don't know. Figure it out.
2 nights of SNL. Get out of here, man.
They won't mess up SNL. You can do a Saturday Night Live and a Sunday Night Live.
The XFL fucked up SNL one night.
You said what?
The XFL fucked up SNL one night.
Really?
It was one game where, SNL was supposed to start directly afterwards. So it was like a night game, right? And SNL started like around 11:30 or so. So like if the jump was like maybe like 30 minutes over, all right, it starts at midnight. It is what it is, right? However, the fucking game went to overtime. Boy, Lord Michaels was furious, boy.
Like, we're going overtime for this no-name football league.
Bro, that shit was hysterical. Because J-Lo was the host that night, I want to say. Yeah. So, yeah, it was supposed to be a big night. If it went the way it was supposed to go, it was going to be a hell of a night, and XFL was going to be, like, good. You know what I'm saying? That would have probably made XFL, because it was like you watch a football game and then you get Saturday Night Live. You want to get to Saturday Night Live, but fuck it, why not watch some football while we're at it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you watch the product and you're like, all right, this isn't bad at all. And then after that, you get Saturday Night Live and you're already fired up for that. So it would have been a win. But then it went into overtime. However, it's Saturday. You know what that means. Live via satellite, it is Gorilla Game Podcast. I am Carlos Crawford, alongside me, my partner, Kenny Whitaker. This week, we give you the lineup for WrestleMania week, which is looking like a long week in wrestling lineup cards, because you also have 2 nights of NXT Stand and Deliver. Yeah, we're going to do that as well. But first,
oh, just talk about 2 nights of endless wrestling made me yawn.
Pin count brought to you by Schlee Art. Schlee Art. Happy belated birthday,
Have a heart, shop with Schlee Art. How's that for a 30s jingle? Too much WandaVision. I love WandaVision.
I really got, you know what? I might start that tomorrow.
I love WandaVision.
Probably not, because I stumbled upon gems if I want to watch sports and shit. So I'm really getting into this ESPN app.
Hey.
You know? However, number 1. Daniel Snyder now owns 100% of the Washingtonians. Ski West.
Oh.
You would think.
This is so bad. Oh, it was such a bad thought. It was such a bad joke. I would not.
And that's why he probably shouldn't own 100% of the Washingtonians.
Okay, Los, pause the record. I gotta say this joke. Can't let this be on air.
All right. And yeah, yeah.
Oh, ski wall. Ski wall.
Oh my word! Yeah, no, yeah. You would think that would be enough to get him out of the paint, but no, he ends up owning the entire team. That is wild to your boy, because your man's managed to Eurostep all the sexual harassment cases, the toxic culture that is the Washington organization, and it absolutely blows your mind that he managed to make that power move and go, you know what? I think I'm just going to take 100% ownership. Yeah, I'm going to buy out you guys' shares or whatever happened, because the details on that part is blurred to me.
But you know what probably helped them? The rebranding of that football team. And everybody just buying football team gear because they know that they need to have something just in case, to represent for that time. But people just want to buy gear. Like fans just want to buy gear, and now that you made all their old gear obsolete, they're forced to get new gear.
Well, here's the thing. They're talking about keeping it Washington football team, in which, yuck, who the fuck do you think you are? A soccer club?
They better not keep that the same. Like the
Eh,
football team's trash.
FT Barcelona? Who the fuck do you think you are?
FT Washington. And the Washington football team signs David Beckham. We don't know why he's so important, but we heard he's good at football. Yeah, not that kind of football asshole. He's not kicking the ball way down the field.
David Beckham would be a hell of a kicker. That's for true. That's for true. Real
like,
Washington.
He gonna be like, so you need me to run and kick ball when he snap ball?
Fucking Real Washington.
Real football team.
Real football team. Atletico football team.
Atletico football team. Cristiano Ronaldo, like you got to come to the he kicks the ball. Go! I mean, field goal! Field goal!
Washington United. Like
Washington United.
What is happening?
Oh man.
I don't know what's happening right now, dog. No. They need a mascot, and they have 2 years to pick. I'm giving them 2 years, damn it.
Washington United.
I want an announcement in a year and a half, damn it. And then I want all the marketing stuff and stuff, media stuff, on the logo, all that shit.
They're gonna end up playing at Audi Field, and there ain't gonna be enough seats.
Listen. Audi Field's a nice stadium. So,
yes, but it's not big enough to hold Redskin games. I mean, football team games.
Well, what about what are they calling that stadium now?
What, RFK?
No, not RFK. The Landover one.
Landover Field.
That's what it's back to.
It's still FedEx Field, right?
I don't know anymore because I thought FedEx removed the naming rights.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I'm not sure. I think it's still FedEx Field.
Okay. That's good.
None of this matters. They're still gonna be trash. So there you have it. No name, old name, new name, any name, still the same. Hey. Trash.
In fairness,
don't you do it.
Usually beat y'all twice a year. So
I told you not to do it. Yeah, well, guess what? The Redskins haven't seen a Super Bowl run since I was born. So I don't care how many times they beat us. After I'm born 92, before I was born, 91.
Mm. Wasn't their last one in 92? Caleb, what was their last Super Bowl trip?
91.
Okay.
A real long time ago. That's going on 25 years now. I think it is.
Nonetheless, twice a year, Kenny.
No,
what do you think? You know,
I mean, we just became trash.
Watching up Chase Young, get out of here.
I mean, we just became trash.
Throwing up in a trash can.
We just became trash. Washington been trash.
Well, that's fair too, but still, like, not trash enough to lose to y'all. It's still a game.
They just lost us last year. This is the first time in like 10 years they swept us. maybe even longer. And they shouldn't have swept us because we had the lead in one game, but Carson Wentz was just playing so bad and the defense was playing so bad, they gave it up.
Hey, man.
I'm just telling you.
Maybe it's me, Kenny. I'd rather be the laughing stock of the NFC South than than even be involved in the NFC East. So
the NFC East just got bad. We just got bad. We were just the best division of football like 3 years ago.
Still, that's enough time at this point. That's a long time.
And we actually on the rise to being the best division of football again because everybody's team is improving except the Eagles. Washington has a fierce D-line. They're about to get somebody else in the draft.
The rest of that team is trash.
And they just got Curtis Samuel. They got Terry McLaurin. They got Antonio Gibson, who's a good running back. All they need is a QB. They get that, they all right.
So they look good on paper like they do every year.
They just made the playoffs, Los. They made the
started on how they made the playoffs. Don't you dare get me started on
that. They made it.
It all comes down to December for the NFC East. I say this every time we talk about the NFC East on this show.
They made it
with loaded guns and they unload clips and shoot themselves in the foot. And whoever can make it out of the door first wins the division.
They made it.
It's not like a battle between for first and second, and then there's their middle of the road third place. You're absolutely god awful fourth place. No, it's not like your Tampa's the best of the division. We're the worst of the division, and then there's Carolina and New Orleans, who's like, I don't know what they're up to. No. This is a division that is all equally middle of the road at best. And then they have their good seasons, and even when they have their good seasons, they still have trouble within their division.
Sounds like football to me, sir. Sounds like a good division.
That
we got a good division. We were the only division that was that competitive and that close.
I like my battle for first and second divisions because those divisions, a lot of the time, well,
our whole division was a battle for first.
The battle for first and second is not usually who you think it'd be for first and second. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a point in time where a team like, the Seahawks were, battling for first and second. I don't even know where Seattle landed this past year. Were they first in the division? They were they?
I think so.
I believe. Yeah,
I could be wrong though, but I think they are. I think they were. Whatever.
Things will further prove my point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams haven't been, consistently horrible over the years. We're talking about maybe a good 5-6 teams out of 32. That's terrible every single year. And that's still not enough to be like, one in each division. So it's constantly changing. The landscape is changing little by little in other divisions every other season, where it just seems predictable in the NFC East. Like, it's not a matter of who wins that division. It's a matter of who all loses that division.
Sounds like football to me.
No. It's not football, because it has to be a matter of who wins the division. All right.
Sounds
Like
like
how,
football to me.
you know how people say we didn't lose the game, but we didn't win the game either? That's the NFC East. And that's not football, because there has to be a winner and a loser.
Sounds like football to me.
Football isn't fun anymore to me. There it is. Congratulations. I think y'all have broken me. Yeah, no, I'm serious, man. I'm dead ass, man. I think y'all might have broken me. Like, it's not fun to me anymore, bro.
Why?
It just isn't, man.
Because you don't like seeing people shoot each other in the foot?
Politics fucking ridiculous. That's why. Like,
listen, all that is a part of football. Even when you have like run-of-the-mill trash teams that battle it out for that last spot, and you know they get a playoff run, it's good to see who's the best of the trash. Because you know the best of the trash won't last long.
I don't even want to see the fucking trash in the playoffs, bro. Like, that's what it all boils down to for my frustration for me. Whew.
You don't want trash in the playoffs.
Moving on within the,
I think a little trash in the playoffs makes it funny.
No,
you just
no,
this is trash.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Stop right there.
This is gonna be like, listen, you know he's gonna get beat. So I just want to see how many points they get beat by. Yeah. But then you got games like the football team that gave Tampa a run. Like, it took the last minute for Tampa to like win the game. And remember when we were talking about the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Cleveland actually came out there and went crazy? That was fun because you weren't expecting them to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you get a team in the playoffs like that you don't expect to do nothing and they go crazy? That's fun. Yes, Carlos.
Cleveland was actually good this past year.
I mean, I know that. I know that. You didn't believe that until I told you and made you see it. So there's that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Second of all, my point is that it's very, and I can't stress this enough, Kenny, very rare that a
You know the last time a Cinderella team went in and actually did what they were supposed to do? You know what year that was? Say something.
All right, I think you're back.
Yeah. You know the last time a Cinderella team made some noise in the playoffs?
How often, though?
It happens. It doesn't happen to the point where they win the Super Bowl. That's happened one time. You know what year that was?
Because we get Cinderella teams yearly in college.
Okay, this ain't college.
We need
sorry, this ain't college. This is these are pros. Okay.
I know. Yes, and that honestly, that's probably why it should be more reason.
You know the last time a Cinderella team made run in the playoffs?
There shouldn't be any Cinderellas in the NFL playoffs.
Do you know what year that was? 2017. When a 13-3 team lost their starting quarterback, and everybody counted them out. And then the backup comes in and proceeds to have a miracle Super Bowl run, culminating in the Super Bowl victory. You know when that happened? You know what team that was?
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, you know what team that was?
No.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
I rest my case. So, continuing on with the.
But no, we were a good team, though.
Go to hell, Kenny.
We were a good team. We were a good team in 2017. We were a good team.
Moving on with the pin count. So, the NFL will be starting a 17-game season. So, 18-week season. I'm kind of against it now because, all right, to put things into perspective, right? Before the 16-game season, there was 12 games in the season, correct?
Yes.
Ask me how many preseason games there were.
How many preseason games were there?
6. That's why 16-4 is the perfect balance, because 6, that's overkill for evaluation for your bench. However, 4, that gives you 3 weeks to evaluate your bench from a situational perspective, how you want to use them in a real game, and if you want to use them in a real game or not, if they'll actually make the cut. And that's kind of the point where you have to make your cuts to make it to 53. So for the 4th game of preseason is dress rehearsal. You're pretty much practicing. It's your exhibition game before the regular season. And that's why it's the perfect balance. You do an 18-week season with 3 weeks of preseason and 1 bye week. That gives you 2 weeks to evaluate your bench and figure out how you want to use them. So that's a little more crunch time. Then the 3rd week is your ideal dress rehearsal. Some teams may not even want to do dress rehearsal at this point. Some teams may want to utilize that 3rd week as a strategy to further evaluate and make sure of the or like 18 weeks and 2 bye weeks. Like that would be, I mean, that'd be a little more leeway. Give another it gives players another week to rest if you gave them 2 bye weeks. But it all comes back to, additional revenue. Yeah, it's making the players more money. However, your players that are trying to just get that pension, which you need to play, 3 full seasons or 10 games out of 3 seasons, 10 games, 3 seasons, so 30 games. You know what I'm saying? So like they most likely won't get it. And then, free agency, you have to hope people actually want you, because if you're a free agent and nobody really wants you, you're not getting paid, your payouts and shit like that for becoming a free agent. So it's like that additional revenue thing, it's like it's for the bigger players, not the rest of the league and roster. I don't mean, the backups. I'm talking about, your non-skill players too, like your offensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? These are the motherfuckers that gotta block niggas like Aaron Donald for an additional week. You know what I'm saying? So, from a fan's perspective, it's cool. It's dope. Like, we get another week of football. However, what's another week of football if, you know, motherfuckers ain't full, ain't like, in some type of way, still good for the playoffs? Because you gotta look at it like this. Let's say you are making a trophy run, all right? That's another week of football you got to play in order to get that trophy. Now, I know you're thinking, all right, well, yeah, you got to earn that shit. But on the other side of that coin, it's like, yo, that additional week may keep you from getting that trophy. Like, that additional week may keep you from getting that trophy. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they'll be okay.
I don't think
Listen, listen. I think they'll be okay. We're talking about well-conditioned athletes here. Okay, listen. Don't get me wrong. I understand your perspective. You know, everybody's risking injury for another week. I get it. But you risk injury every time you step on the field. You don't know what play is going to be your last play. So, like, you can't use that argument to not play another game of football. You can go into training camp as a rookie thinking you got a whole career ahead of you. One bad hit and your career is donezo. So you can't use that. That's not a reason to just go against not playing more football. I understand for your athletes, if you're like a 10, 20 year, 10, 15-year vet and you got a lot of damage on your body, sure. But guess what? They have special rules for vets. No. They have special rules for vets that keep them out. If I'm making a run for the playoffs, say I'm Bill Belichick, I'm making a run for the playoffs, and I still had, I don't know, Randy Moss. Let's say Randy Moss was playing with number 17 seed. And I know our spot is safe. I'm not putting Randy out there the last 2 weeks of the season, let alone the last four. If we're sitting at 13-3 and we're going to 18 games, 14-3 or whatever, 9 times out of 10, your playoff spot is safe. So guess what? You don't play, you don't play, you don't play. Get on the sideline, rest up, get in the ice tub, and get ready for the playoffs. Coaches do that before this season started. The problem comes, this is where the problem comes. The problem comes when you got teams that aren't good enough to earn those privileges. You want to play for a trophy, your team been struggling all season, guess what? Get out there and play and earn your spot and keep going. That's what you got to pay. That's the price you take. You know the commitment. No. You know the commitment when you put on the pads. When you put on the pads, that's the commitment you take. When you sign, let me tell you, when you sign the contract, you put your name on the dotted line, and you know whatever rules they present to you, you sign up for that. If you don't have the luxury to be a star player, you go out there and play. You get paid to do that. I understand as wholeheartedly where you're coming from. But at the same time, this is still their job. And if they ain't making workers' compensation, you gotta go play.
Okay, but what if they don't make that pension? All right, and that injury puts them into retirement. Eventually, that money dries up. Then what? That's how you get that broke ESPN for 30 for 30, my guy. Like,
that becomes
the fact that you're like that additional game. It starts to add up over the years as well as a player, because then you'll start to see less ageless wonders like Tom Brady or Drew Brees or so on and so forth, because that additional game, like from your rookie, let's say from your rookie season to your 15th, 16th season, That's like an additional 16 games.
So one additional season is what you're presenting me with. One additional season extra in a 15-year career. That's what you're saying is cutting off careers. But most of these players been playing since they was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. So whatever whatever damage is going to be on their body is going to be there regardless. Another game is not going to really push someone into retirement if they're not already pushing it.
You a cold motherfucker, boy. But it's
the truth. I'm sitting here telling you the truth. You adding up to 16 games, that's a one extra season. They lost one season out of 17, 18.
So let's say you were blessed with a, good 15-year career. Well, you probably could have had a 16-year career. But that additional game every season robbed you. It wore you out earlier. You wanted to do another season, but you're over it at this point. It makes motherfuckers over it even earlier. And you'll look at it like, all right, well then that just means they retire earlier and they get their money. But it's like motherfuckers love this game. God damn it. That's why Tom Brady's still in the league at 40.
Yeah, and then people love the game to the point when they know they should leave and still play. Right? Like that happens all the time. Look at Jason Peters. He loves the game, but his time should have been up. But he's still playing another season and another season and another season. So at the end of the day, the player is going to make the choice to come back or not. Even if they know their body sucks. Jerry Rice played 22 years. He should have played 19. Really? Brett Favre played 20 years. He should have played 16.
Well, basically, the thing is, Kenny, your viewpoint is apathetic to, these players because you got to understand, like you said, they've been doing this since they were 10, 11 years old. And it's something that they love to do. However, not a lot of people are going to die over a lot of things or cause an early grave over it either. This game also sends people to early graves as well. So it's like you want to protect your players in some form or fashion. If you're going to add an additional week to this season, then something needs to be done for, the lower rated players. You know what I'm saying? Like the players that are on the field, but they aren't as good or they don't get paid much or whatever the case may be. They're not a household name or anything of that sort. So things are okay for them, like they're okay for the big names and the superstars in the life after the NFL.
That I agree with. I'm not disagreeing that. All I'm saying is you can't use for like regular players, you can't use them retiring early for them not playing. For not winning, that's not.
It kind of ties into that because
because
force them into
they have the choice to retire whenever they have the choice to retire whenever they feel like inclined to do so. Ask Barry Sanders.
Yeah, but then there's gonna be motherfuckers like you talking about he still had a couple of good years in him.
I mean, yeah, but that's a fan's perspective, right? You can't show you can't control a fan's perspective. If the player knows his body can't do it, probably can't do it. Look at Calvin Johnson. What did he play? Like 9 years?
Yeah.
Still made the Hall of Fame.
Andrew Luck got out while the guy was good, apparently. Because I don't think Andrew Luck would have done another week with that offensive line.
Listen, and then you know what sucks? The offensive line gets good when he retires.
I guess because they learned a lesson. It's like we
And
we
Andrew
broke
Luck
our
at
last
home,
one,
like
can't break the next one.
Andrew Luck at home, like.
Like this is astounding, amazing. Now they have Philip. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, more power to you. Andrew Luck seemed like the type that like he literally looked at football as his day job and shit. Like life after football, he don't even think about football anymore. Like he don't even talk about football. He probably like work at some like company, sitting in the office, making phone calls and shit. Like Andrew Luck just probably has a regular white life now. He's just he's just rich as hell.
A regular white wife.
Yeah, man. Like just normal shit. He probably like does shit like go hunting or something. Like football just isn't even a thought to him anymore. Like I'm done playing football. It'll time. Like you know how people remember the glory days and shit in NFL films. I don't think you'll ever see Andrew Luck in an NFL film show. Like I don't think that's
Well,
ever.
you don't need to be on. You don't need to be on an NFL show.
Part of his life is over. So nah. Uh. So yeah, like an additional game is just extremely concerning. But if you're a fan, you're extremely excited about it. That's all.
Right.
Number two. Behind every walking triple double is a strong woman. Boy, oh boy. Stephen A. Smith got what was coming to him because of his, comments on Russell Westbrook, in which didn't really call. Well, I guess as an analyst, it called for it, but I guess not. However, Russell Westbrook's wife sounded off and just absolutely eviscerated him in the most polite way possible. Like she just gave the straightforward analysis, and like when you finish reading it, you're like, it came off as nice, but god damn, she destroyed him. Just read him like a book. But it pretty much boils down to these analysts having so many negative, words about these players individually, and it's a thing that we should probably stop doing. Well, not stop doing, but we shouldn't be doing as often. If we're going to like do any type of disparaging, it's in comedic fashion. Like I'm not 100% serious that I don't believe in Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points.
Yes, you are.
Do I have my skepticisms? Yes. But I take history as history is because I wasn't there. So I just gotta take it for what it is, And if my old man said that he saw, more evidence that it happened, well, yeah, I take his word for it too. Yeah. So I'm a history buff. My dad is essentially a street historian. So I'll take his word for it, So Shaq's comments about Donovan Mitchell,
I don't even. I didn't even hear what he said about Donovan Mitchell. I missed all this stuff. Maybe because I don't watch enough First Take or anything like that anymore nowadays.
well, this episode is about to be terrible in quality. Ooh, boy. I need to figure out something about my internet connection. Um, yeah, so like I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna do any disparaging or slandering, do it in a joking fashion. Like, don't be a dick about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what it feels like. Like, just coming off as an asshole. Like, you don't have anything nice to say about them. It's like, if you're gonna slander somebody, be funny about it. Like, that way they're not 100% like you're trying to defame them. You know what I'm saying? And you're just being downright harsh and a dick about it. You just want them to do better. Like, it is a difference between you know insult and constructive criticism, and sometimes these analysts
They told a lie.
they really toe that line. And then not only that, it's like a numerous amount of analysts. And then like certain analysts be saying the same thing. You can tell, who be making sense and who don't be making sense. But
Listen,
like this, you said
I'll,
what?
I'll let you in on a secret. That's their job. Okay, they're supposed to like toe the line with their takes and try to get people to get attention to them. Like that's what they do. Sometimes it's a little egregious, and sometimes they be right on. But it's a difference between, like you said, constructive criticism and just attacking someone's personal character. Like whenever it gets into attacking personal character and things like that, that's why I'm like, okay, that's not journalism at all. That's just you got a vendetta against this person.
Exactly. So
But for the most part, it's their job to toe the line with controversy.
like for example,
And for the most part, both athletes are in on that type of stuff.
well, usually, like that, it's like kind of a unspoken rule, but there are certain athletes that are over that fucking unspoken rule, and I feel like you should respect that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because as a journalist, you're not entitled to these players' lives. You're merely, you know, uh, writing articles about them, essentially, or analyzing, what they do for a living. Which, might I add, there isn't a job for that in any other occupation other than sports. So y'all need these motherfuckers for y'all job. So you should respect them as such. They don't need you. They're going to make their money from, and get their exposure from TV because we going to watch these motherfuckers. But we also have the choice to listen to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think, like for further to further pontificate, like our show, for example, we have the wiggle room of comedy. So when we do analysis and such, like we could joke about it, we can make fun of it, and we don't always be 100% accurate about the information half the time. So like we just take that and make it and turn it into jokes. So we're not serious when we make fun of these players and things like that and how terrible they are. Like
I am when I talk about Dallas.
Well, you're absolutely fucking a poor Dallas. That's a whole different thing. And
Okay.
yeah, I respect it.
All Dallas Cowboys are trash. I don't care what you talk about.
Hey man,
Old, current, past, garbage. Starback, trash. Pearson, trash. Aikman, trash. Emmett, sorry, I know he's from Florida, trash. Michael Irvin, I'm starting to like him now because he did interviews for Philly and we kind of like him now, but as a player, trash. Romo, trash. Quincy Carter, trash. Roy Williams, trash. Terrell Owens when he went to Dallas, trash.
How long are you going to go with this?
As soon as I get somebody else. Mary Barber, trash. Randy White, trash.
As I was saying.
Dion, trash.
Oh my
God. Only in Dallas, not everywhere else. He was better in Baltimore than he was in Dallas.
Jesus. That was so rude. That was so fucking rude. That was rude as fuck, bro. The audacity that you had to say that shit. And you know better, but just because you hate Dallas that much. Oh my God, you asshole. So, oh my gosh. So yeah, like it's like you gotta be careful as a analyst to what you're saying, because it's your job to analyze these players, yes, but it's also your job to inform your audience. And if you just slandering players, you're not informing your audience. You know what I'm saying? Us, we're making our audience laugh, or at least trying to.
Yeah, I'm trying. We try to make y'all laugh, but I don't think y'all watch enough, jerks.
Watch the fucking product. Number 3. So the MLB All-Star Game was going to be held at Turner Field this year, but that's not happening because Georgia and their fucking voter suppression laws, and which people are coming out and saying boycott MLB because of this. And I've come to the conclusion, I've come to this conclusion a long time ago, but it just amazes me how it's reiterated over and over and over and over
and over and over again. It hurts so bad. Because it's all in my head. I think about it over and over again.
All right, there it is. All right, cool. We're back.
And I need to picture every hurricane.
It just keeps getting reiterated over and over again. Yo, white people don't fuck with accountability, B.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. I will say, like now, I just need MLB to like figure out this COVID problem with the quickness. Like, we got series being canceled because of COVID already. Like, even with that, like, and this All-Star game thing, it's like, do we really need an All-Star game in the midst of a pandemic?
Not really, but I'd love to see a home run derby. That's for sure.
I mean, you can do a home run derby. You don't need a whole All-Star game. Just get the participants that you want to have in the home run derby, have them come to the field, get them tested, quarantine, whatever, make sure everyone's negative, then do the home run derby and then send them back to their clubs. Like, we don't have to have a whole All-Star game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, honest, bro. Baseball is not a game worth having an all-star game for. Like, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. Baseball is not one of those kind of games, because the flashy shit that baseball players do on a time to time basis, which isn't as consistent as it is. Well, it's getting more and more consistent. You're not gonna see that constantly in an all-star game like you see the flashiness of NBA players constantly in an NBA all-star game, or even the flashiness you see in an NFL player in a Pro Bowl game. So, like, baseball too slow to have that flashiness on a consistent basis. So I could deal with not having a MLB All-Star game. But damn it, I really need that home run derby to happen. I mean it. Please. I'm begging you. Love home run derby.
I'm begging for that home run derby too.
Love dingers. So yeah, we definitely need that to happen. However, that was pin count for this week. Now, Kenny, this is our last block of the show. It's WrestleMania week, Kenny. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And
this week coming is WrestleMania week, right?
It's going to be a long week of WrestleMania because NXT's pay-per-view Stand and Deliver is going to be on the 7th and the 8th, I believe. Let's WWE.com this. I should have brought this up earlier. I don't know.
This is WrestleMania 37. Saturday, April 10th. Oh yeah. We're on our way, baby. We on our way.
WrestleMania week schedule. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm talking about. That's the good shit. That's the good shit.
Well,
No, that's not the good shit. Come on, man.
what you want and what you need.
Trying to figure out what's all that's happening. All right. Okay. What's happening Tuesday? Yeah, we should pause it anyway because I'm still trying to find this shit. Give me a second. All right, so night one of our WrestleMania weekend, Kenny, starts on April 7th. It is night one of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Our first match of the night will be Pete Dunne versus Kushida in a regular ass match. It's just going to be a fade being ran. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championship. Leon Ruff versus Isaiah. Here's what we want. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Ooh,
Tommaso get a title shot.
That's going to be
it's not a title shot.
No. It's a title shot. This is for the NXT United Kingdom Championship.
Yeah, I know. They don't call them title shots. It's a title opportunity.
Call them title shots.
Yeah, they call them title opportunity.
Okay. All right. I get why they did that then. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
They do that now.
Maybe I will follow suit then. Nah. And then the main event for night one, Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. And boy, that is going to be a barn burner. Oh boy, that's going to be a barn burner. Night two, April 8th, we have Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi versus the females of the way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Second match, Adam Cole, baby, versus Kyle O'Reilly in an unsanctioned match. Johnny Gargano versus whoever wins that eliminator match from the previous night for the North American Championship. Jordan Devlin versus Santo Escobar to determine the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion in a ladder match. I try to add the suspense to it in the ladder match, but no. And then Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. And
They've
that's
been holding on to that NXT title for a minute.
oh yeah. That's the first night. Now, night one. We have I don't think these are in order either. I think they're like just
They probably change the order up, come WrestleMania time.
Yeah, card subject to change. So we have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship.
Battle of Beauty. Love
Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. We have Bad Bunny versus The Miz at a good old-fashioned singles match. We have The New Day versus AJ Styles and Almost in a tag team match for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
AJ Styles and Ahmed Johnson.
We have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
Boo.
And then Cesaro versus Seth Rollins in a regular ass match. And then the final night, night 2, April 11th. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match for the Universal Championship. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in a singles match. Big E versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
A Nigerian drum fight? What the hell is that? Keep going. Sorry.
What? Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And then Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Now, Kenny.
Wait, there was one more match that you did not announce that is taking place around WrestleMania time. And we have it's on Up, Up, Down, Down. Mia Yim will take on Tyler Breeze for the. You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said so. There's one more match that you didn't announce that I will announce to the people, and it takes place on Up, Up, Down, Down. Your beloved Mia Yim will have a title opportunity against Tyler Breeze for the Up, Up, Down, Down / Left, Right championship, and because of winning the Royal Rumble of Up, Up, Down, Down.
That's what's up. Shout out to Mia Yim. Good year
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah, I'm into Up, Up, Down, Down a lot. Like so, them title matches, I'm all for those.
Now, Kenny, out of all of these matches this entire WrestleMania weekend, what are your, highlight matches to you?
Triple threat match: Reigns, Bryan, and Edge. Sasha, Bianca. Asuka and Rhea Ripley should be good. Orton and the Fiend should be good too. The way that story's been going, I'm excited to see it. I've been watching Big E a little bit, so I can tolerate Big E versus Apollo Crews. And that's really it for real. Like I don't care about a lot of other matches. Like I don't care about Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I don't care about the United States Championship. I don't care about Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn because we've seen that already. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, I missed the last 15 seconds again because I went out.
Oh, I just said I don't care about Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn because we've seen that already. And I guarantee you it won't be as good as the NXT version.
That's also true. As for me, well, seeing as how, you know what? No. Damn it. Now, as for me, for Stand and Deliver, Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa is going to be a barn burner. Again, because nobody listens to me, and I have the upper hand of knowledge at this point between you and I on this subject, Kenny.
Or what? NXT? Yes, you do.
That Walter and Ilya Dragunov match, I demand you go watch it tonight. Just to get a quick, crash course on Walter.
On
Walter.
Walter. I say I know Walter already.
But did you see that match?
Okay.
Exactly. That joint was violent.
You said Walter versus Vladimir Kozlov.
Try again, motherfucker.
Walter versus Vladimir Mustavushi.
Mind you, I caught shit about that one time.
What?
Names and pronunciations.
About pronunciations and names? Who gave you track for pronunciations and names? Not me.
Facebook.
Huh?
Facebook.
Oh. Vladimir Kozlovskin. I just like their accents when they say their name.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, definitely go back and watch that match because it's God. We know Walter be chopping the shit out of people, but everything about that match was violent. They only hit the ropes like once the entire match, bro. Let that sink in.
Yes.
And then that Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, put it to perspective. This past Wednesday on NXT, Io went looking for Raquel's fade thrice throughout the show. 3 times.
Yeah.
One before Raquel's match, in which Raquel beat the shit out of her before her match, I guess is a warm-up. One directly after the match, in which Raquel continues to beat the shit out of Io. And then one in the post-match interview, Io pulls up on her. And at this point, Raquel's over it. So she beats up on Io a little bit and throws her through a wall. I said, God damn. And
Yeah,
she promptly told Io to stay the hell down. In which I said, please, Io, stay the fuck down. You got to make it the takeover. Stand and deliver. Yeah, takeover, stand and deliver. But yeah, that's going to be a good match. And then Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly is going to be a great one. I'm looking forward to that one in particular on night 2. Now, for the WrestleMania side of things, Sasha versus Bianca easily. Because that rivalry has been mediocre at best. But both of them are just untouchable in ring. Absolutely untouchable in ring.
Absolutely. I went all the way. I gotta do some catching up on NXT, but I will watch it.
I got a good kick out of Mayweather versus Big Show. I got a good kick out of the Big Show versus Akibono. I got a good kick out of the Big Show. You get the point. So I like a good gimmick match. And then night 2, Oscar versus Rhea Ripley, easily, because I love Oscar, but Rhea Ripley be whooping ass. And then also the Fiend versus Randy Orton, because I'm really invested into that whole entire storyline, because Bray Wyatt has a very twisted mind to even come up with some shit like this, like consistently too. And then Big E versus Apollo. I'm just trying to figure out what the fucking Nigerian drum fight is.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out too.
At any rate, that's definitely looking forward to this week. The go home show for NXT at least was good. Because listen, man, I don't remember much of Raw, and I sat and watched half of SmackDown. I missed half of SmackDown and watched maybe a quarter of it, and the quarter that I watched made me go, nope. So so that was that. As far as AEW went, good episode. Definitely a good episode. Kind of forgot all of what happened, but good episode. QT Marshall is taking all the the smaller faces out of the Nightmare family and making a faction of his own now. So look out for that. So yeah.
Sounds like we in for a doozy coming up for Wrestlemania.
Anthony Davis responds to a crash scene involving his personal security guard on Saturday. What a hero. Age is supposed to be hurt, nigga. But final thoughts, Kenny?
My final thought is KD absolutely wanted Michael Rappaport's fade.
You said what?
I said KD absolutely wanted Michael Rappaport's fade. They're going back and forth, like releasing messages and stuff. I'm just like, bro. At the end of the day, it's just like, bro, why you really getting all mad at Michael Rappaport? Like, he's like an actor. Like, he's not like a freaking sports analyst. He just be on there because people like him on there because he be stirring up controversy. And I'm just like, KD getting so mad. And I'm just like, bro, if y'all gonna wreck, go ahead and square up. Do it. I want to see it. Personally.
No way, no how. Do I want to see some random short, fat, white dude fight a 6'11" forward for a basketball team at any point? No contact.
You don't think that'd be funny just to watch him just get?
It's funny to imagine. It would not be as funny to watch.
I bet to differ.
It was a little sad to watch.
I bet to differ.
I beg to differ. God damn.
I bet to differ. Like you picture Michael Rappaport like trying to swing at the ring, like, come on, Kevin, I'm gonna swing at you. I ain't afraid. And then Durant just leaches over with a long ass, like overhand right, bonk. And then Durant just looks at him and goes, "That's Peachy County, bitch." And walks away.
Oh, you love that to happen, wouldn't you? But
yeah.
As it turns out, that's how they joke, and apparently the joke went too far. Nonetheless, Katie got fined for that shit, so that's not very funny. That part, at least.
Yeah, the fine isn't funny. With him knocking him out with overhead right, going as PG County bitch. Hilarious.
He said hilarious. Like, have you any idea how one-sided that fight would be just off reach alone?
Yes.
Throw a hook at Michael Rappaport a mere foot away from that nigga. Like, that's unfair.
Yes.
It's absolutely unfair. If you approached it to me like, do you want to see Michael Rappaport get his comeuppance? All right, yeah, I'm in. But you're presenting this to me as a like fair fight. This isn't a fair fight, Kenny.
I didn't present it as a fair fight. I presented it as a fight.
This is how you're approaching this. Like this is a one-on-one match when this is not a one-on-one match, Kenny.
I mean, it's one-on-one to the extent because it's one of each person, but we know it's an unfair fight. Durant is 7 feet tall. Michael Rappaport like a good 5'8". It's just the fact of watching a 5'8" Michael Rappaport, whose probably fighting style is similar to put him up. Trying to fight Kevin Durant.
I hope like hell nobody fights like this anymore.
Like, what if he's fighting like a put him up?
I will give Rappaport the credit of at least fighting like this. Just because he's from New York.
No, he doesn't fight like that. He fights like this. Don't mess up my narrative, Los.
We're up.
Don't mess up my narrative, Los. Put him up.
I assume they all square up. You love for him to fight like that because you know, I don't even know why anymore, for being honest.
Put him up. He just looks like he fights like that. Does he not look like he fights like that?
No one.
He does. And there's nothing you can tell me to convince me otherwise. He fights like this. It's fine. Final thoughts, Carl.
It was Dash Dawson in the WWE. That's who looked like a fight like that. Bald motherfucker from FTR. He looked like he fight like put him up. Why? Because the chin and his beard don't connect. All right? That's a Sherlock Holmes ass beard, nigga. Like he fight like that in real life.
Come on, man. Yes, you can stop.
Ah, man, you gotta be hot over that, dog. Like you make it hard for me to hate Michael Rappaport. How?
Put him up.
Not how. That said, my final thought is this. I actually had a discussion with my old man. And basically, it was just based on, you know, if not world outlook, country outlook. And he pretty much took a page out of my book and told me that I got to hear both sides of things. But my thing is this. Like, I think I said this last week even. Which side of history do you want to be on?
The right side.
Exactly. You always want to be on the right side of history. Now, what exactly is the right side of history? Acceptance. And not acceptance in the form of shit happening, you know? Like, so much can be done, but to, you know, make this country a better place, but instead people choose to do things that make it worse. And it goes back to what you said at the pre-show, theory of man. However, this whole Derek Chauvin case trial, that's kind of the root of it of our discussion, because like you gotta look at both sides of things. It's like, how do you look at both sides of being pinned down until you die? You know, like you kind of can't. And you know, the people making excuses aside from, you know, how he was murdered, it's just a, you know, racial tactic, a racism tactic, because they don't want to believe that what you saw on camera was what went down, cut and dry, open and shut. Well, now he has to. Is excuse the justification that he had, you know, fentanyl in the system. The justification that he shouldn't have used the counterfeit $20 bill. Like
Using a
using a
using
$20.
a counterfeit $20 bill does not mean you deserve to die with a foot and knee on your neck.
Not punishable by death, at least, you know, at the least. And then on top of that, you know, I didn't know you had to be a model citizen in order to be unwrongfully murdered. That's crazy to me. That is wild to your boy. You know what I'm saying? But again, it goes to show you the perception of, you know, how they see things. Like, they'll never see us as being, you know, murdered in such a heinous way. There has to be a reason why we was murdered in such a heinous way. You know what I'm saying? They'll always think of it as such. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, a white person, they had to have been a good person before. Had to have been. And it also doesn't help that you have, you know, little teenage black girls murdering Arabic Uber drivers, you know, Nation of Islam members driving into Capitol building gates and killing an officer, you know, things of that nature. It kind of sets things back. You know, one dude that, you know, just attacked some random Asian dude. Why? What's your motivation?
Right.
Because if you're still using the virus as a reason, boy, do I have some news for you. I have some news for you. Of course, this system works against us, so you can't be a racist, but you're a prejudiced bigot, and that makes you equally terrible. So, with that being said, what side of fucking history do you want to be on? Do right, man. Just do the right fucking thing. Like, if you're not going to do the right thing, at least think correctly. Don't try to, you know, justify things to better fit your worldview, because it's some shit going down that doesn't fit your, you know, view of things. And it's extremely disappointing to see that something can be completely undisputed, and yet there's going to be that one to three people that's going to be like, nah, son, I disagree. When it's like, how?
Our reality.
But then they got a mental gymnastics their way into reasoning how, and then now we have an argument. So it really makes me discouraged on the improvement of this country. It is what it is. That's my final thought. Bring on, Kenny.
My name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Henry Sullivan, original owner of Millennial Falcon. I've been Flying this spaceship better than y'all. Better than y'all.
23, 24, 25.
AKA Last Black Jedi, you will twerk on the moon. Let me see a twerk on the moon.
You ever think you ever get the idea that sometimes you use your powers for evil? Or at least
not your man, I'm a savage. Oh, yeah. See, the one thing about having power means is that you always got to know how to use it. See, what you're looking at means I am the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. And you know what else can be funky? A thigh, because a fly may have a stinky attitude, yeah. But the one thing the Nacho Man knows means is how to deal with a stinky attitude. And the best way to deal with a stinky attitude is remove yourself from the situation totally. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nacho Man, I'm a Savage, looking upon the city from the roof of a skyscraper. Back to you, Bobby.
Just messing with my mental health, yeah. Nacho Man getting woke. AKA Mr. Gold Slick Vodka. Hey, Evan, why don't you go piss your pants again? It was like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget.
That's one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Hey, Greg, don't you go piss your pants again?
Especially how that scene ended, dog. That was a perfect way to end the scene, dog. Your man's getting like cajoled by the coach to get off the field and shit. Till finally, Seth, get off the field. Punch the fucking balls coming there.
You're getting that. Come on. Come on. You're getting that. No, not. Oh, man. AKA the very sexual. The very tight.
Very tight, yes.
Austin Powers Faja.
Wait, is Faja?
Dad is Faja.
Oh.
Why don't you just call it Operation Ass Cream, ass? I'm sorry. Did you say you want some ice cream?
Yes.
Yes, Dad. I would love some chocolate ass cream. Perhaps later. AKA
jokes.
Vincent Kennedy Black Man. Yeah, the week that you all been waiting for is finally upon us. The week I assert my dominance over you. People in the rest of the industry and everywhere else by force feeding you something that you don't need, and also at the same time giving you something that you want by putting Chris Jericho on the stunning Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast to get you so confused and conflicted.
Thank you.
People don't know what promotion to root for. So that's what I'm going to tell you. Get Roman Reigns, get Edge, get Biggie, Xavier Woods, or whatever his name is, Austin Creed. He does that video game thing. Kofi Kingston, Apollo Crews, and we're going to have ourselves a Who's Really Black match, and it's going to take place where, Carlos?
I'm guessing your office if you're...
No, in the church, which leads to my office, and each and every one of you. People are going to become victims of my overly racist stereotypes that I've been putting in my country and on the country. Actually, should be a country. It's big enough company for years on years and years. people. I'm gonna finally wake up to the fact that even if you understand what I'm doing, I'm gonna keep doing it because I am Vincent Kennedy, Black Man. Okay.
I don't even remember what I was humming about.
Are you Hogan? Are you Hogan? Are you Hogan? Are you Hogan? Are you Hogan?
No. Nailed it this week.
Good times. Lots of fun.
However, to bring it on home, God damn, if I can, shit, fucking hell. All right, there we go. To bring it on home, my name is Carlos Crawford, aka hopping off a ladder to splash onto Razor Ramon's chin music, Charlie, aka Thick Blair. I'm gonna enroll you in a class in inhalation therapy. Woo! aka Snack Miller. What's the difference between a bitch and a bitch? Well, a bitch ain't a bitch when this bitch start tripping shit up. Been smart, spitting by the bitch mark. Wisdom of a Templar. This shit like lifted with my left arm. AKA Gelato Graham. Not having my wife always took my side during my career. I remember when Square Adams constantly critiqued my style of play and my wife blowing smoke in his face during an honor ceremony one time. I love that woman. AKA the Idiom Savant. What will we discuss next week, Kenny? My guess is as good as yours.
Yes,
My guess is as good as yours. And to bring it on home, AKA Haystack West. All right, so let's see. We have 10 on this list. Let's see who we can immediately rule out. Sure. Eduardo Benitez died in a gunfight in BNV a few years ago, so he's out. There's a place called Welcome, and that place is anything but. Now, Theo Valens passed away just last year in his sleep, and Gordo Lopez ate himself to death. As for the rest of the list, hey, who is Eric B. West? Scene change. Russo, you want to explain how you're a legendary gunslinger around these parts? The war brought me down here once upon a time. Yeah, I crossed past a lot of these gunslingers in this list too. You should look up Guadalupe Hernandez first. She's the nicest out of all of them. The rest of them are either too volatile or paranoid to even want to talk. So I'd be careful doing this, guys. And ma'am. Yes, sir. Now, Chico Gonzalez. Look, don't take it from me, but Chico may be the most overrated of them all. All right, Bianca, I'm fully invested in this now. Because of what your father tells you? He was there. You heard him. I'm just saying. Get all the info you can and make your judgment from there. Noted. Okay, guys, next up, La Informente. Yeah, that was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 133. We are 2 episodes away from our bracket episode, and I haven't figured out what exactly we're going to do for it. I want to be completely honest with you. We joke about the Susio bracket being the Susio bracket. I haven't figured out that's a lot to do. So I'm not gonna lie to you because I'll probably bring up stars y'all haven't even heard of, like just mad confusing. the entire BBW region will be just. Well, I'd push for the BBW region to win the championship. That's so yeah. It's probably never going to happen, to be honest. However, until we figure it out, like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook. You cowards.
Do
And
it. Do
this has
it.
been episode 133. We're off this.
We out.